Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys an unedited live commentary where I go over this game to show you how to get more wins in Fortnite, specifically in solo, with some tips and tricks, and hopefully this will help you guys out. So I did land in a high traffic area, which of course is tilted, and I immediately hopped down here and quickly found an AR, which was very nice. And I did hear this guy from behind me, and I managed to get him, although he did have a shotgun. It was pretty close. I mean, if we had full health there, I could have been in a bit of trouble, but that'd probably be my first #1 tip, is having a good headset or headphones, because you really need to be able to hear your opponents. If you have a good headset, you'll be able to hear where they are. Specifically, it is a bit more difficult when they're below or above you, but you can sort of get the general direction where they're coming from. And I did just hear this guy getting into a little bit of a fight here, and I did take some shots at him, but unfortunately, I was missing some easy shots there, and my health went down, so I had to pull out the med kit here. And, that's sort of another tip. You need to know when to take engagements and when to sort of push stuff and when to sort of, lay back a little bit and sort of regroup, use your resources, and then get back into the fight. And since we were both lit there and he had ran around the corner, I wasn't going to push him because he did have the left side. And you guys already know, well, I'm sure most of you guys already know, if an opponent has a shotgun and they're on the left side, they have a huge peeking advantage against you, so you really need to be careful there and not chase in that sort of situation. And I did just run around here, and I could see his gun poking out through the wall there. I guess that's some sort of glitch or something, so I sort of feel a bit bad for him, but I was going to wait. You can see I'm on the left side there, hoping he would just sort of walk through and I'd take an easy shot on him. But I did hear this guy coming, thankfully, because I had my headphones on, and I did take some shots at him. Missed an easy shot there, and then this other guy started to run around the corner. He had healed up, but we hit some nice shots on him, quickly build up a wall there. And this guy has his freaking jetpack. What can you do in these situations? I just started sort of spamming a bit there, and we did manage to get the kill. I mean, the one I can't really see right here, is that the 1 HP Dream? I'm not too sure. Anyways, we did use these bandages here, and I did make a mistake. I should have used my minis here first, because it would give me a bit more shields quicker than it would be to use these bandages up. So that was sort of a mistake on my part. We could have gotten punished for it if someone had started pushing us here. But thankfully it didn't happen this time, so we were pretty good. And I did use up all these minis and everything. And then we did a little bit of looting, collected our stuff, and as you can see here, I'm just sort of finishing up with what I'm doing. I got a little bit sick of the edit there, and I just broke it there. And we're just collecting some stuff. I did see a purple sniper, which is pretty awesome to find early game. And we've pretty much got everything we need except for some heals. But aside from that, we're just collecting up everything from that little bit of the battle there. And I do actually leave tilted here. And I sort of just rotate out. I didn't really run into anyone after that. So this was the point at which in the game where you really want to start collecting materials, because you need materials for the end game or you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And I did manage to come across this chest, and oh man, talk about lucky. Sometimes, there's a lot of RNG in this game, and in that situation, that was just pure luck there. The only thing that I could have gotten better was probably be Chug Jug, which would have given me the full health and shields. And at this point, I'm trying to get high ground in the safe bubble. So I'm just, building up here. I'm trying to just get a high vantage point so I sort of know where my enemies are, and we can sort of work out what we're going to do from there. And, some quick, nice little bit of building there. That's probably another tip. You always want to go for the high ground. If you have the high ground, best case scenario, the storm or the safe bubble ends up where you are and you have a huge advantage. And worst case scenario, you can easily drop down. It's not too big of a deal. But as you can see here, there wasn't much that happened there. I just ended up sitting there for a while, and nothing really happened. So the safe bubble moved, so I did just end up rotating. And I do try and rotate near the ocean if I have the opportunity to, simply because it decreases the number of angles where opponents can shoot you from. So that's just a little bit of a tip there. It's sort of similar to the storm in a sense, because it just cuts off more angles where you can be shot from, so you're not going to get hit from there. And I thought for some reason that was a guy there. I thought I'd heard something, but it wasn't the case. So I just sort of made a bit of a fool for myself. But you can see here, we're going to start building up. We're doing the same thing we did. In this case, this is actually, I believe, the high ground in this scenario. It's not really that high up, obviously. It's not a mountain or anything like that, but we do a little bit of build up our fort here, and we're sort of just playing the waiting game here again, just waiting it out. We're seeing if any opponents sort of run by. And as you'll see in a second here, an opponent does actually manage to squeak by, and he does begin building up and shooting the grenade launcher at us. And in the scenarios where you start getting shot at, as you can see, I just did a little bit of cut there. I'll just briefly talk about that there. In that scenario, I ended up just dropping down and waiting a little bit. I did try and be a bit aggressive, but it didn't work out. So I just, quickly rotated again because the safe bubble did move, and the storm wasn't very nice to us this game. So of course I just built up again, and unfortunately I was getting kind of low on materials here. I could have tried to be a bit more conservative, especially when I was up on that hill building my forts and stuff, because I mean, it's not always that necessary when you're already that high up. I was just a bit worried that, someone's going to rush me and, ramp rush me, and I'd be in a bit of trouble here. But the rotations are definitely on point this game, where I'm not, getting like caught out or anything like that. We're being really safe with it, very smart. Definitely playing smart rotations where, you get into not too many fights, not going to have to deal with too much BS. And I do hear these two guys fighting over here. So at this point, I'm kind of just waiting it out. I'm hoping that maybe one of them's going to, peek their body out or, stand still while they're collecting some loot. And at that point, I can just get an easy kill on them here. But we're just playing a little bit of waiting. We do notice that there's still, a decent amount of guys left, and the circle's not that big. So we're hopefully just, oh yeah, I did build that wall up there because I didn't want to get shot from the side. That's also pretty smart. If you believe there's someone who's going to shoot at you, with a sniper or whatnot, always build up a wall if you just want to fight these guys. It just cuts off another angle where you're not going to get shot from. And I do see this guy running around. The aim is a bit off there. I did recently just switch to 7x7. I've always played on 6x6 sensitivity. But this guy, he's just sort of standing out in the open. We do get the easy kill on him. That AR spread was kind of weird, a bit whack there. We were right on him, but it wasn't hitting. And I did see, as you can see, that guy down there, he did edit that wall, peek up a little bit, and boom, easy kill right there. He was sitting still, so that's just, those are easy pickings. If someone's sitting still, the sniper rifle is so deadly because it's just such an easy shot on them, as you can see right there. So we got 2 quick kills, and right now we're doing the same thing as we were before, just sort of waiting it out. We're playing sort of passive-aggressive. We try not to get into too many fights. However, if you need to get into the fights, you need to get into the fights. It's, it's just part of the game here. And I'm taking a little sneak peek, see if this guy's going to pop his little head out. And unfortunately, oh, I am mistaken. I actually thought we missed that shot there, but we didn't. Get a nice little snipe. And unfortunately, the tree sort of ate that sniper bullet right there. So as you guys can see in this gameplay, you really want to get used to using the sniper rifle. It can be very effective, especially when people are peeking out of their forts. It's probably one of the best ways to kill them, aside from, having a grenade launcher. But that's sort of, usually you need to push them as well as grenade launcher them if you want to get the kill. Unless you have some very nice grenade rocket launcher shots. And as you can see, I'm really low on mats here, but I know I don't really have too much time to be, collecting those resources from those guys I killed. The storm's going to be moving in any time now, so I just run right back. I believe I farmed this tree here a little bit, just to get as many mats as I can, although there's not a lot, and build up a little fort here. I believe this is the high ground. It's sort of hard for me to see, but this is a pretty good spot regardless, and we quickly, build up a wooden fort. And of course, it can be shot down pretty quickly, but, we sort of just have to take our chances here because we just simply don't have the mats to be, building up too much or taking too many engagements. So we're just playing it safe again, build up our fort, get the high ground, see where everyone's coming from, and sort of just go from there. And in a few moments, something's going to happen. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but it's going to be pretty cool. It's sort of the usual taking care of business. This guy, I'm not too sure why he actually ends up peeking here. As you can see, he just sort of YOLOs it there, and another sort of weird AR spread, but we do get the kill there, which is pretty nice. And I drop down and I'm like, oh yes, finally. So we do get a little bit of an upgrade here. I believe we get our scar here. No, we don't, apparently. Okay, I just sort of spoiled it there. Okay, it was from this guy, actually. As you can see, we heard him coming from behind us, so we quickly sweep around, build up really quickly, build a little ramp and a wall, and it's, easy pickings from there. That guy is probably a newer player because he didn't build up at all or anything, and he did have some mats, so I was kind of a bit confused by that. So I definitely recommend anytime you're getting shot at, guys, you need to start building. Do not waste time by turning around trying to locate your enemy. That is just a bad idea. Always build. Do a quick spin, build up some walls, and build a ramp, and you're good to go. You have a little 1x1, and that'll give you enough time to be able to locate your opponent. And in this case, as you can see, I just built a little bit there. It helped me locate where those grenade launcher rockets were coming from. And we get the easy kill here on this guy. We had the high ground there, so of course, again, high ground is always super important. And I hope these tips have helped you guys out. I know It can be a bit nerve-wracking when you get into those 1v1s, but you just got to play it cool. You can get better at it. You just got to practice. All right, guys, so we're going to end the video here. I hope these tips and tricks will help you get more wins in Fortnite, specifically solo. And other than that, if you like the video, make sure to like that video and subscribe, because I do live stream Fortnite every single day on YouTube. And other than that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video.